Sam Elliott from News Talk ZB here. Just if you could just talk about, I guess, taking back the captaincy for the week and how prepared you are for the week, for the game against tomorrow morning.
Yeah, hey Elliot. Obviously really excited about, first of all, back starting for the All Blacks, and you take on the captaincy as an extra honour, obviously. Feeling very much ready and, like I said, so excited for this game. I think a couple of weeks ago versus the States, with not much sort of even rugby training under my belt compared to where I'm at now, miles ahead. So really looking forward to it.
Was this a game that you targeted to potentially start when you went away on tour?
Yeah, to be fair, once it was established that I was going to be coming on tour, Fozzie and I set out a bit of a 3-game plan, and this was part of that plan. So grateful to be in the position, and body's feeling good, and it's going to be awesome to get back out there.
What's the biggest thing for you, I guess, coming back into Test rugby and having your first start in a year that you want to do yourself tomorrow? What's
been the biggest challenge, did you say? Was that the question?
What's the biggest challenge for you coming back in after a year for your first Test start?
Look, the biggest challenge was the rehab, without a doubt. But in terms of rugby stuff, look, nothing's been super challenging. I suppose the biggest part's just been getting the more and more confidence in the shoulder and sharpening up in the areas that require shoulder contact, like clean out and tackle. So, you can't, I sort of came back and wasn't tackling and cleaning out exactly where you want to be, but it's just about fine-tuning those things each week, and each week was getting better.
Cool. Thanks, Sam.
Cool. Ollie, jump in.
Thanks, Joe. Hey, Sam, how are you, mate?
Yeah, good, thanks, Ollie. And yourself?
Yeah, good, mate, good. Just like over the last, I suppose, few months, having to sit on the sidelines and rehab your shoulder, could you just give us an idea of how challenging that period has been for you? Obviously, I'm sure you'd love nothing more than to be out there playing, but kind of that another sort of rehab period for you. Could you just give us an idea of how difficult that's been and how challenging that's been?
Yeah, look, it's hard to sort of put into words that it challenges you in all sorts of ways, like mentally and physically. If anything, probably more mentally, and just sort of learn, I tried to focus on the process and celebrating sort of small improvements, and get satisfaction and motivation, I suppose, from seeing your little bits of hard work improve rather than focusing and worrying about the end result, and sort of just take it week by week. And even in the last 3 weeks, I'm in a way better spot than I was 3 weeks ago. So it's all part of it, and now I'm ready to rip in.
How did you feel post that USA match? I know you've got a bit of rugby under your belt for the Rams, but that first international return, was it a little bit of a wake up call once again as to the realities and the toll that international footy can take? Yeah,
look, with all respect, it was a little bit of a different, unique sort of test match too. So I think even this weekend we'll get me a way better idea of where I'm at. But yeah, it was just special, and to pull on the black jersey again, knowing all the hard work that's gone on behind the scenes to get back, to give yourself the opportunity to put it on.
And just lastly from me, Sam, how do you approach Italy this weekend? Are they a little bit of an unknown quantity, given you haven't faced them in too long? Obviously that World Cup game was called off. What are your expectations ahead of Italy this weekend?
Yeah, there's certainly areas that are unknown, and that they haven't played footy since the Six Nations, and they've got a new coach, so we haven't seen sort of the brand or some of the style that they want to put out there. But what I do know from playing Italy in the past is that they're passionate and they're physical. I expect them to come out really hard, particularly in the first 20. And look, they're no strangers to playing sort of top tier nations, so they know what it takes and what it's about. I think the first 20 will be pretty bruising.
Thanks, man.
Oh, Abby, do you want to jump in now?
Yes, Abby from One News. Obviously, starting for the first time in a long time, but also taking the captaincy back, is it kind of nice to have the two tied in together? Because Fozzie talked yesterday about, whether you were going to captain when you first started. Does it sort of make it easier mentally, like knowing that you've got those, you're captaining as well as starting?
Hey Abby, I think so. I don't know. It was nice to be asked to be captain because it's without doubt an honour, and it's nice that he had the confidence in me. I suppose for me to have almost the mental capacity to prepare myself, but also worry about the parts of the team that a captain needs to sort of worry about. So I think due to some of my experience, I feel comfortable doing that and know what's required. It wasn't really an extra burden. Something that I'm more excited about doing than anything. So yeah, it's certainly a nice fit and it feels good.
Obviously with a recovery there's sort of all those steps, there's your first rugby match, there's your first time coming off the bench, your first start. Mentally, where are you at as far as, are you excited, are you nervous, are you ready? Like how do you feel sort of behind the scenes in your head? Yeah,
truthfully I'm really excited. I've probably said it a few times to the boys throughout the week how awesome it's going to be to pull on a black jersey here at Rome. Awesome stadium, the crowd will be amazing, and I just feel ready and confident. So there'll always be a bit of nerves, no doubt, leading up to the game, but I think I take confidence from knowing all the work that's gone into it and knowing that I'm ready, and from having trained with the All Blacks for the last 3 weeks and realising I'm up to speed. It feels good.
Cool. Okay, Chris Reeve, jump in, and then we'll go to Joseph Pearson.
Morning, Sam. Just a couple of broader ones from me. With 3 tests left in the year, just what are you hoping to get out of these next 3 tests personally?
Yeah, g'day Chris. Look, if I'm honest, mate, I'm only worried about this one in the weekend. It'll be a good test of where I'm at, put my best foot forward and try and play as well as I can, and if from there it gives me the opportunity to play in the next 2 in some capacity, that'd be great, but honestly just worried about this one at the moment.
With a pretty young second row in front of you, just what are you expecting from them? What's the message been to them this week ahead of what's probably going to be quite a big occasion for the 2 young guys?
Yeah, it will be a big occasion. Although Tupou's only 21, I think it's his second year of footy with the All Blacks, and I think probably helps him having been involved, the nature of this tour, being away for so long. Yeah, he's pretty comfortable. I think Josh Lord and Tupou used to actually flat together, so they won't be any strangers from locking arms. So it's pretty cool for them. And look, Tupes is running the line out, so. He'll take a bit of pride in that, and he's been awesome this week. So, they're both pretty exciting young talents, and I think they'll just go out there and rip in.
Right, thanks, Sam.
Okay, Joseph, jump in.
Yeah, morning, Sam. Joe here from Stuff. I would just had one question about the atmosphere in Rome and sort of what's unique about playing in that Stadio Olimpico stadium.
I vividly remember on my first tour starting against Italy, and they scored a try against us, and the noise was just deafening. I think we're under the sticks, and there was hardly any point. I think it was Kieran Reid was skipper trying to communicate anything to the crowd anything to us because of how loud the crowd was. So I don't know. I think because maybe they're predominantly a soccer or football nation, where they aren't afraid to show passion and make a heck of a lot of noise. It makes for a pretty awesome atmosphere. For a lot of the young guys, getting to experience Millennium Stadium last week was a good eye-opener, so it probably sets them up well for what's to come this weekend.
Cool, thank you.
Moreno, jump in.
Hi, good evening from Italy. Just one question to say to Sam, talking about Italy. Until a couple of years ago, our problem was basically the last 30-20 minutes where we cracked. Last year in the Six Nations, our actual problem were the first 30 minutes when the other opponents blown us away. Is your aim to finish basically the game off in the first 30 minutes?
Sorry, the end of that question cut out, but can you hear me?
Yeah.
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 Yeah. No, we haven't spoken specifically about trying to finish anyone off within a certain time, but we've certainly spoken about the need to start strong and, you know, apply pressure from the first minute to the 80th, you know, to have discipline in our skill sets and decision making right from the outset, right for the full 80, and not having any sort of lapses throughout that period.
Thank you.
Cool. Clay Wilson, jump in now.
Oh, g'day, Sam. Clay from RNZ here. I know you've got a few cricket fans in the team, so I was just wondering if you're keeping track of the Black Caps' progress at the World Cup, and if the boys are chatting about it and keeping track of that.
Yeah, it's been pretty challenging just with the time zones and training around getting to watch any. It gets put up on the big projector in the team room when it's on. But yeah, obviously plenty of chat and excitement dealing to India the other day. So yeah, like you said, there's a few guys who are cricket fanatics, and every now and then they get a cricket bat out and ball in the hallway. But yeah, as always, we'll be cheering them on.